So multiplying algebraic fractions. Algebraic fractions can be multiplied in the same way as numerical fractions. So step 1, check and see if you can simplify anything on the numerators and the denominators. Step 2, we're going to multiply the numerators together. Step 3, multiply the denominators together. And the final step, just check to make sure you can't simplify at the end. So our first example, we want to multiply these fractions. We've got 5c over 8d squared multiplied by 12d over 10c. So let's check and see what we can cancel. We're going to look at the numbers first. So the 5 and the 10 have a common factor of 5. So there's 1 5 in the 5 on the numerator and there's 2 5s in the 10 in the denominator. Now we're going to look at the 8 and the 12. They have a common factor of 4. So we can say that there are 2 4s in the 8 on the denominator and 3 4s in the 12 on the numerator. Now let's look at the variables. The c on the numerator, and there's a c on the denominator, so they're going to cancel each other out. And then we've got a d on the numerator and a d squared on the denominator, so we can cancel one of the d's as part of the d squared and make that d to the power of 1 and cancel the d on the numerator. So now we need to multiply the numerators together. So we've got 1 times 1 times 3 times 1. So that's going to give us a numerator of 3. And our denominator is going to be 2 times d times 2 times 1, which is going to give us 4d. Then we're going to check to see if we can simplify it any further, but our answer is going to be 3 over 4d. Now, as I said, we could have multiplied our numerator and denominator at the start and then simplified at the end. And we've got 60cd on our numerator and 80cd squared on our denominator. We would have had a common factor of 20, which would have simplified our 60 over 80 down to 3 over 4. Our c's would have cancelled out. And again, we've got a d and a d squared, which would have ended up as 1 over d. And then we would have multiplied the numerators and the denominators in order to get our simplified fraction, which would have been 3 over 4d, which is the same answer. So what about dividing algebraic fractions? Again, we can use exactly the same rules as dividing numerical fractions. So those are, we keep the first fraction, we change the divide sign to a multiply sign, and then we flip the second fraction. And once we've done that, we apply the rules of multiplication, multiply the numerators, multiply the denominators, and simplify where possible. So in this example, we want to simplify x plus 1 upon x plus 2 all over x plus 3 upon x plus 4. And we want to divide it by x plus 1 upon x plus 3 divided by x upon x plus 4. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to rewrite that first fraction because we're going to keep it. So we've got x plus 1 upon x plus 2 all over x plus 3 upon x plus 4. Now we're going to change the divide sign to a multiply sign. And then we're going to flip that second fraction. So the denominator becomes a numerator, so that's x upon x plus 4 as our new numerator. And then our x plus 1 upon x plus 3 becomes our new denominator. Now we want to apply the rules of multiplying. We want to see if we can simplify. We've got a common x plus 1 bracket on our numerator and our denominator, so we can cancel them out. We've also got a common x plus 4 bracket on our numerator and our denominator, so we can also cancel those out. So then we're going to check to see if there's anything else that we can cancel, and there isn't. So we're going to multiply our numerators together, and that's going to give us x upon x plus 2, and that's going to be all over x plus 3 upon x plus 3. And then we're going to do some simplifying So we're going to expand that bracket on the numerator, x squared plus 2x, and then we're going to combine those x plus 3 brackets to give us an x plus 3 all squared on our denominator.